The overcast skies did little to deter protesters from gathering at Nigeria's embassy in Washington on May 14th.
All girls!
They did, however, mirror the mood of the occasion, with concerns still lingering over the whereabouts of nearly 300 schoolgirls being held captive by the militant Islamist organization known as Boko Haram.
We're just a group of concerned Nigerians, citizens, Americans, and people who are interested in the safe return of these girls.
174.
On April 15th, 276 students were kidnapped in Chibok, Nigeria, and today, 1 month on, these protesters gathered for a second time, criticizing the Nigerian government of inadequately addressing the situation.
For 2 weeks, the Nigerian government stood idly by. For 2 weeks, the Nigerian government told the families to be quiet, not to embarrass Nigeria. But the international community has now stood up.
The protesters were primarily members of a group called Act for Accountability, and they wielded an array of signs, including one bearing a so-called timeline of incompetence. The timeline chronicled the 30 days the girls had been missing, with reference to such events as the militant group's release of footage 2 days prior to the protest depicting around 100 school-age girls. But exactly where and when this video was recorded, and the conditions of the girls not seen in it, are still unknown.
Our girls! Our girls!
The crowd's chanting eventually prompted representatives from the embassy to come to its gate to speak to protesters on the matter.
My sister, we should not be talking about the past.
You are taking us to the past.
You
know what's happening.
You know what is happening now.
You all wanted you wanted government action. You wanted government cooperation with well-wishers to get these girls back, and that is being done now.
We as people, we really do not care about the politics of this. We do not care about you bringing America to come and help us. We actually just want the kids back.
Despite the many unanswered questions that remain, there still is some optimism that the girls will be found safely and soon.
There's always hope, and so we're just making sure that these girls know that, you know what, somehow that they're not alone, that people care about them, and when they come home, they see that there's international support, that they matter, and people cared enough to come out here on a weekday, take time out from work to support them and their safe return.
In Washington, D.C., I'm Terrence Woods.